this game.
Well, we talked about offense. We'll talk about defense. We'll talk about goaltending. But, Mike, it seems quite appropriate that we talk about the face-off game. Vermont comes in, perhaps one of the more daunting challenges Brown will have faced through these first three of the season.
Yeah, it really begins and ends with Tommy Burke, the junior out of Palm Beach, Florida. First team All-America East last season, already on the season this year. 65% on the face-off X and wins the first one there. Shot clock. After holding firm on the defensive end, the Bears making the Catamounts pay on the offensive end.
Going to be a push, I think, on the Catamounts. They'll call it a hold. Could have gone either way. And the Bears will win the face-off.
Wins another one.
And throws it away. Turns it over on the wing. He was trying to play it for Limoges. It was a tough do so in our entire outstanding ESPN team. My name is Mike Rubin, and Gunty wins the draw. Swings it over, a drive, and it's fired up and over the...
And it was just Carolina pulling away at the end of the game. The last two goals of the game, one was a two-man up, the other one an empty netter, so...
Nice win off the wing by the Cats, and then the ball dislodged by Topher Bly. He goes shoulder to shoulder, and the ball still unsettled. It'll be finally scooped up by the pole of Alviti. He drops a pass, ball on the ground, and it'll be picked up by Luke Gay.
The Bears to an impressive 5-0 lead here early on.
I'm watching the Vermont coaching staff scratching their heads, and it's about a 5-hour drive down from Burlington, and I'm wondering if their team left their legs on the bus. They are struggling.
Yeah, they have had a tough start to this one. Of course, plenty of Lacrosse left. See if they could escape the final 15 seconds or so.
A push. They're going to call a hold on the Bears, and Matt Gunty didn't like the call.
Yeah, I thought you had it right at first. It looked like there was a push from behind.
Mike Daly kind of talking to his coaching staff, kind of shrugging his shoulders on that one. I can't say I blame him. And that should take us just about to the end of the quarter, and that'll do it. Bears will win a face-off on the stat sheet. As the ground ball pickup, I'm sure that's the message for Vermont.
It was a huge play for Vermont. I mean, really nothing had gone their way in that first quarter. And, to get that face-off season, but he really can do it in a lot of different ways.
Matt Gunty comes back to center against Tommy Burke. Face-off is going to be coming off the wing and won by the Bears' Kevin Sweeney. Well, the ground ball picked up the face-off, won by Gunty. Sweeney behind the goal, and about how a team that's essentially got 25 guys in their first year of collegiate lacrosse, freshmen or sophomores, what kind of focus they would have, that question has been answered.
Yeah, it certainly has, and I think these guys would be willing to play every day if they could.
Decided advantage, they're even at 5 apiece, and it will be a violation on an apoplectic Tommy Burke, and the Bears whip it wide. As McLean wanted to
get their offense back on track here for the second quarter. They have put two behind Cornell here in the second frame as this face-off still tied up. And this is what they've been trying to get rid of with the face-offs. Burke just
clamping down on it. He's not moving at all.
How is that not holding? I thought they were trying to get rid of those types of things.
How's that not a push?
Well, that's because it is a push this time.
Well, this time, I mean...
And...
Been a better second quarter for Vermont, despite some of their troubles.
And that was unfortunate for the Bears. They really had played some nice defense there. Thought they were going to get the shot clock violation and just miss it by a little less than a second.
And there's going to be a hold called on the Bears. And Vermont will look. Gunty does. Wins it clean. Comes back to Cook. 15 seconds. Cook turns back to his left. And Mike.
One, and that has been it for Vermont in between the pipes. We saw some great saves out of Terrio. He finished the first half with 4. His counterpart on the other end, Cornell, with 5 stops for Vermont.
The Bears will win another faceoff. Enschel off the wing. Plays for Trevor Yeboah-Cody and
kind of blow this one open and make things even more difficult for the Cats.
Gunty and again Burke, and the ball still settled into the cross of first Burke and then Governale. He's forced back, and out ahead it comes for McConvey. He swings it over. Under Mike Daly, Brown looking for its 20th victory when leading at the half, 19-4 all time. A very good team when playing with the lead under the current regime as Yeboah Cody. Oh, Nelly!
Well, great face-off win by the Bears face-off unit that time. Team effort to get possession of that ball. And Yeboah Cody, we mentioned earlier, firing BBs. There's another one to beat the netminder low. Full extension on the shot. Second of the day for Yeboah Cody. Third of the season for him. And again, preventing Vermont from stringing together a couple of goals. And more importantly, only 14 seconds after the last Vermont goal. Clean win by Gunty, who manages to fire it off to Cook.
Of Brown University on a chilly Saturday. Got a few inches of snow yesterday, and hence the orange ball today. Gunty and Burke for the face-off, and the Bears have been solid at X today, 11 of 18. Make it 12 of 19. Still unsettled. Yeah, it's picked up by Sweeney, who came off the wing, and the Bears will put it back to Connor Terrio, and they'll get to work. Andrew Geppert.
Yeah, Bears
For Vermont, McCormick, the lone multi-goal scorer for Vermont. Bears will come back to the X where they've been excellent so far today, 12 of 19. But this one won cleanly by Burke, who throws it away. Antonelli will go shoulder to shoulder with Jones. Stepping in comes Adrian Enschel. Ball across the end line, and it's going to be Vermont ball in the end.
And again, look at where Cornell is. Turns into a Vermont goal with just under 2.5 to play here in the third.
Burke wins the draw, comes ahead for Devin O'Leary off the wing. The feed, the drive, and a save by Terrio. The last couple of face-offs, Gunty swings it across. Again, Alvidi scoops it up off the wing. Sprints forward, dodges once, twice, 3 times, and was able to get a shot off.
More of a muscular issue than a knee issue.
Yeah, he's going to try and jog off. He is hurting.
Like you were talking about off air here, in the cold, muscular injuries like that, tough to bounce back from.
Ball still unsettled and finally picked up at the end by O'Leary of the Cats. He works back upfield, takes a few whacks, swings it over.
They have a big one against
Maryland, and that one's 5-3 Maryland in the second quarter. Yeah.
Notre Dame later on as well. And a face-off violation against the Bears. That time they threw out.
They're coming off of that impressive win over Penn State and have won now the last 4 face-offs.
Well, the Bears have now been outscored 11-5 in the.
Bly in for Antonelli. Again, trying to tie this one up will be Gunty. Ball loose and one.
Yeah, but the Bears turned Burke over.
Yeah, and down went Gunty. He still has the possession. Throws it over, and Darian Cook comes up with it. Mike Daly looking at the scoreboard.
Here, but Vermont, all the momentum on their side, and they look to Tommy Burke again. He had won the faceoff, but then immediately turned it over.
And the Bears had the ball briefly, but never really settled back down. Gunty and Burke on the one wing. The Bears have Pike matched up against Governale. 2 poles out there for Vermont. Alvidi and Enschel coming off that far wing. This is where the longer tie-up. Ball still loose, unsettled. Enschel pushed. Gunty lost his footing. There'll be a whistle. It should be on Burke. It'll be a hold, and it will be Brown ball in the end. Bears give it to Yeboah Cody.
Yeah, let him just go to work.
Takes a cross across the helmet.